Hello, this is News Hour and we're reaching you live from our Lagos studios. Coming up, inflation surges to 27.33% in Nigeria, according to the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics.
Nigeria Customs generates 74.29 billion naira revenue, surpassing 2022 figures.
Lagos State Government unveils ambitious plan to transform transportation infrastructure.
Afrexim Bank unveils African Gastronomy and Culinary Arts Program.
Glad to have you join us on News Hour.
I am Alfreda Ambebasi.
And I'm Adesua Iramoseli. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has reported a positive impact on the economy due to its monetary policy. This is according to the Director of Corporate Communication, Issa Abdulmumin. Abdulmumin attributes the moderate increase to the CBN's monetary policy stance and money market reform, emphasizing the central bank's commitment to stabilize the naira and reduce inflation. The CBN implemented measures such as monetary tightening and removing the cap on the standing deposit facility and open market operations. Despite a slight rise in inflation, Abdulmumin assures that the CBN is progressing towards its goal of achieving price stability. He mentioned a recorded declaration in prices in September, with the further reform in the money market contributing to easing prices in October. The latest figures from the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, indicate that Nigeria's inflation rate reached 27.33% in October, reflecting a 0.61% increase from September. KPMG projected a 30% inflation rate by December, but the CBN sees the slow increase in October as a positive indicator for the economy.
The Nigeria Customs Service, Murtala Mohammed Airport Command, reported generating 74.29 billion naira between January and October 2023 from customs duty and other charges. The revenue surpassed the same period in 2022 by 14.23 billion naira, indicating a 23% growth. The MMA Command has achieved 76.34% of its annual target, attributed to officers' resilience in ensuring proper declarations and adherence to import and export guidelines. The command also intercepted unregistered pharmaceutical products suspected to be tramadol tablets with a duty-paid value of 3.56 billion naira.
In a bid to boost the efficiency of the transportation system, the Lagos State Government has launched a comprehensive initiative to revamp bus stops and construct new terminals. Spearheaded by the Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority, LAMATA, the project is set to address 89 bus stops, establish 5 new terminals, and renovate 13 existing terminals along 3 critical quality bus corridors. To ensure transparency and adherence to procurement guidelines, contractors have been conducted on-site visits. The scope of the project encompasses strategic areas such as Yaba, Lawansin to Sele and Ketu Alakpere to Akonimodo, Iju Ishaga, Abule Agba to Agege, Iyanoiba, Igodo. The primary objective is to bolster the transportation infrastructure by introducing pedestrian-friendly walkway and overall improvement of existing facilities. This ambitious undertaking reflects the government's commitment to fostering a more accessible and reliable public transportation system, ultimately benefiting commuters across various regions of the Lagos state.
The African Export-Import Bank, Afreximbank, has launched the African Gastronomy and Culinary Arts Program under its Creative African Nexus Initiative, CANEX, during the 3rd Intra-African Trade Fair in Cairo. The program aimed at promoting local food production and featured celebrity chefs from Africa and the Caribbean engaging in masterclasses, live cooking demos, and discussions. The inaugural session, including a Jollof Wars live demonstration, highlighted the diversity of jollof rice from Nigeria, Ghana, and Senegal. Afreximbank's president, Benedict Orama, emphasized the program's role in enhancing food security, reducing costs, and supporting local businesses. Orama said this initiative would also seek to improve access to finance, develop sector infrastructure, and create employment opportunities within the local and food value chain. The program focuses on building an ecosystem from farm to table while addressing issues like food sustainability and the arts of African cuisine.
The chairman of the Presidential Committee, Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform, Taiwo Oyedele, says the federal government is set to introduce an emergency economic intervention bill to the National Assembly to amend various laws, including those related to tax payment in dollars. Oyedele noted that taxes such as petroleum profit tax and companies' income tax for foreign organizations will be affected by the proposed bill, adding that the objective of these amendments is to address tax reforms in the telecom sector and generate additional revenue for the government. Oyedele noted that the ongoing effort would help to enhance the sharing of revenue and ensuring accountability for the responsibility performed by different tiers of government.
And similarly, Nigeria's Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Professor Joseph Telumun Uzviv, stated that the country is set to harness the potential of its 12 river basins to alleviate poverty and enhance food security. He revealed this during a visit to the Upper River Basin Development Authority in Minna, Niger State. He also stressed the need for stronger collaboration with stakeholders to accelerate the implementation of the present administration. According to him, the tour aims to expedite the realization of the government's vision to lift Nigeria out of poverty and hunger, while commissioning various agro-tourism facilities, including a dam, road, concrete reservoirs, and heavy-duty equipment stand. He maintained that these initiatives are expected to boost the Upper River Basin Development Authority's revenue generation and contribute to the overall economic development of the region.
The Pension Transitional Arrangement Directorate has initiated steps to harmonize and increase pensions for all federal retirees, particularly those under the defined benefit scheme. The Executive Secretary of the Directorate, Chioma Ejikeme, made this known during a recent meeting with a delegation from the Association of Retired Police Officers of Nigeria in Abuja. While stressing the Directorate's commitment to ensuring the welfare of pensioners, Ejikeme said the Directorate has revived a memo seeking approval for pension harmonization and securing an increment. She added that the Directorate has engaged with the Ministry of Humanitarian Services and Poverty Alleviation to streamline the disbursement of palliatives for the fuel subsidy removal to the pensioners.
And moving on, the World Bank has initiated the disbursement of the approved $800 million for the National Social Safety Net Program scale-up in Nigeria. The loan is intended to support the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation in implementing a monthly cash transfer program for impoverished and vulnerable Nigerians affected by recent policies like the removal of fuel subsidies. Similarly, the program aims to provide relief and assistance to those in need following the launch of Conditional Cash Transfer Initiative in October 2023.
Away from that, the Nigerian Upstream Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, has responded to allegations regarding the awarding of marginal oil fields, stating that it followed established regulations throughout the process. The commission, being a regulatory body governed by laws under the Petroleum Industry Act of 2021, confirmed that it strictly adhered to the guidelines and did not award fields to entities that did not participate in the 2020 marginal bid. According to the head of the Public Affairs Department at the Commission, the 2020 marginal field bid exercise commenced under the supervision of the Department of Petroleum Resources after obtaining presidential approval. A total of 57 marginal fields were made available for bidding, and a transparent online electronic bidding system was utilized. Of the 540 companies that expressed interest in and submitted applications within the set deadline, 482 pre-qualified companies participated in the bidding process, demonstrating a keen participation in the opportunity.
And the Economist Intelligence Unit says Naira is expected to experience further double-digit depreciation next year amid high inflation and an unstable exchange rate regime. The outlook for 2024 predicts periodic devaluation due to the significant discrepancy between official and parallel market rates, while currency adjustments in 2024 are expected to be less severe than in 2023. Major economies, including Egypt, Sudan, Ethiopia, Angola, and Nigeria, are projected to encounter double-digit depreciation against the US dollar. Despite these challenges, the body predicts that Africa will be the second fastest-growing major region globally in 2024, trailing only Asia, which is powered by economic growth in countries like China and India.
A renowned geologist and environmental scientist, Babawale Obanyoju, has challenged the perception of water as a commodity. Instead, he emphasized it should be recognized as a common good. Sook News reporter Grace Komolafe completes the story.
The quiet hero that sustains our world is not just a liquid that we drink or swim in. Water is very peculiar to human existence, hence it requires more attention each passing day.
A renowned geologist and environmental scientist, Babawale Obanyoju, has advised that water should be seen as common good and not a commodity as being perceived in certain quarters. Contributing to a panel discussion on water and sanitation on Sook News in Lagos, Obanyoju suggested that provision and access to water should not be left to government alone, saying that collaboration between communities and the private sector is essential.
See, how can we support homes that already have existing boreholes? How can we synergize these boreholes and create a central point in new localities, in even existing localities, so that they be central distribution owned by the people, maintained by the people, and also distributed by the people, so that everyone has access to that water supply? That could be a possibility to look. So it's something that we all need to critically look at and not think about the way the capitalist system has been built, that we need to commodify water, to put a price on water, that if you don't put a price on water, people would value it. It's not true. Because, like you said in your initial conversation, air, water, and food, these are things that humans water supply. Humans have the capacity to maintain it. And I believe that if we continue or strengthen that system of seeing water as a common good, where it's shared by us, we can look at systems that can help us provide water for ourselves, manage it for ourselves with the support of the government, our incentive of the government. That is one of the way out.
The expert also drew attention to the quality of water access from boreholes, noting that such form of water need to be tested scientifically to ascertain whether they were clean.
Scientifically, I think scientifically the way to test if water is actually clean is to take it to the lab. Once I visited South Africa, Genadendal, the water I drank was brown in color. The town drinks a brown colored water, but the water is clean. So the color that it beats that scientific definition that water has to be colorless or to be acclaimed to be clean. So the true test to know if the quality of water is good or not is take it to a laboratory, and it's part of why we have children we are training in school who are science lab technologists, who are microbiologists. We should begin to use the knowledge of these people we are training, our children we are training, that we are sending to school, to begin to look for new ways, accessible ways, cheap ways for people around their community and their homes to test for water. So testing.
To get other opinions regarding the position of the environmentalist, Israel Adeyemi, a Sook News reporter, took to the streets for more reactions.
If you check most rural areas, they don't have this water made available for them. Some of them still have to go to the streams in order to fetch this water and drink, which is not healthy, as I see people complaining of cholera and the rest of them. So if the government can make more available boreholes and make sure that these waters are being treated, to ensure that the waters are being treated for most communities, I think that health issues that people complain of will reduce.
So I think we need to go back to the old system we were doing before. That's the pattern of using the water corporation, supplying water to houses, and every houses have their water pipes that's connected to everyone at different locations. I think that would really help.
Water is not just a commodity. It's a shared resource that should be accessible to everyone. And there is a need to move beyond the idea that its provision and access should solely be the responsibility of the government. Communities can come together, much like they do for power sharing, to ensure the provision of clean and portable water. This is a collective responsibility, he says. Grace Komolafe, Sook News.
History was recorded on Thursday as the Director General of the Nigeria Broadcasting Commission, NBC, Charles Sebuebo, paid a courtesy visit to Sook News office complex located at the Necom House, Marina, Lagos. The Director General, who came with some of his officials, was received by President Femi Walsh Media Limited and owner of Sook News, Ambassador Victor Walsh Oluwafemi. He applauded the state-of-the-art facilities at the station and advised media practitioners to engage in developmental journalism for the overall development of the country. While welcoming the embassy boss, Ambassador Victor Walsh Oluwafemi appreciated the DG for his timely visit and hinted the TV station is set to change the status quo in the industry by setting the pace for data-driven reportage to shape policies and advance development. We'll go on a short break, and when we return, we'll bring you more reports. Stay with us.
Welcome back. You're still watching News Hour right here on Souk News. On the foreign scene, in a bid to fortify Kenya's reserve ahead of a looming Eurobond repayment in June 2024, the International Monetary Fund (IMF) is set to enhance its financial support to the East African nation by $938 million. Subject to approval by the IMF board, this increased funding would promptly provide Kenya with access to approximately $682 billion. The move underscores IMF's commitment to assisting Kenya in navigating economic challenges and ensuring financial stability amid impending financial obligations.
And now to the Middle East. Dubai Future Labs have signed a partnership agreement with Inan Aviation at the Dubai Airshow 2023 to support the development of unmanned aerial vehicle technology in the transportation and shipping sectors. Under the terms of the partnership, Dubai Future Labs will provide support for several of Inan's innovative unmanned aerial vehicle projects, which include funding for research and development, as well as access to Dubai Future Labs' network of experts and resources. Similarly, the partnership is expected to further enhance UAE's position as a global hub for testing, development, and deployment of unmanned aerial vehicles.
Sonos Incorporation, a prominent American audio company known for its smart speakers and sound-related products, is streamlining its product development organization, result in job cuts. The announcement was made by the Chief Product Officer, Maxime Bouvet-Melin, to employees in a mail after the company's quarterly earnings report was released earlier this week. Although the precise number of roles to be eliminated was not specified, the move reflects the company's ongoing adjustments amid its foray into new product segments and recent changes within the smart speaker and audio gear manufacturers.
And in another development, while many in Silicon Valley believe that the wealth generated by artificial intelligence could be distributed to those affected by its impact, Microsoft's prime unifying scientist, Jaron Lanier, has expressed concerns about this approach. Lanier opposes creating a society where individuals rely solely on government assistance for survival. Instead, he emphasizes the importance of fostering creativity and innovation, aiming to empower individuals who can contribute fresh data to enhance AI models, thus benefiting everyone. Rather than creating dependency, he advocates for a society that cultivates diverse skill sets and encourages active participation in shaping AI technologies. This way, individuals can contribute to the development and improvement of AI systems, leading to broader benefits for the society as a whole.
We move to the energy sector, where the Renewable Energy Performance Platform is set to generate $1.6 billion to supply electricity to 16 million people and businesses across Africa. The platform, supported by the UK government, plans to secure $230 million directly and collaborate with other financiers to establish small-scale power plant, mini grids and home solar systems in some of the continent's economically challenged nations. The project has so far received an initial funding of $50 million from the Green Climate Fund and an additional $50 million from the UK government.
The Deputy Governor of Hungary says the Apex Bank has decided to maintain its current strategy of gradually reducing interest rates, even if the decision seems to defy government pressure to accelerate the pace of monetary easing. Citing global risk as the main factor that argues against implementing faster cuts at this time, he explained that the current economic environment supports the ongoing reduction of interest rates in increments of 75 basic points. He added that despite external pressures, Hungary's central bank remains committed to a cautious and measured approach to interest rate cuts. And on that note, we call it a wrap on News Hour. I am Alfreda Ambe Ibasi.
And I'm Adesua Iramaseli. Thanks for watching.